What's up guys? Aditya Gala here for Gizbot. Now if you follow our page, you would have seen that we posted the Lenovo A6000 unboxing just a little while ago. And after using this phone for quite a while, we have come up with the full review. So here's the full review of the Lenovo A6000. Lenovo's played it safe and simple with the design of the Lenovo A6000. When you look at it, you think it's quite a simple phone, there's nothing over the top. I actually like the design cues of the A6000. It's very simple and I just like the way it feels in the hand. And speaking about the way it feels in the hand, this phone is incredibly light. It weighs only 128 grams. Back of the phone is a nice matte plastic which is quite grippy. It is a little bit fingerprint sensitive, so you will see some fingerprints on there, but it does not slip out of your hand. Speaking of the back panel, it is removable, and where you find the battery and the SIM slot and the micro SD slot. On the front we have some bezel on the top and the bottom. The bottom bezel has the 3 capacitive touch buttons. Now the 3 capacitive touch buttons sadly do not have a backlit LED, so even in the night they will stay dark. Now I know all of you will know what each button does, but it'd still be nice if they were backlit LED. On the top bezel, of course, we have the front camera and the earphone piece, and we have the 5-inch screen. The right side is where you'll find the power button and volume rockers, and the left is where you'll find the SIM slot. Now the design overall Lenovo is simple, nice, and it's not a very premium looking or feeling phone, but for a budget phone I think they've designed it well, and overall the design of the Lenovo A6000 is a winner for a budget phone. One thing about budget phones these days is even though they're lowly priced, you do not get low specs or low hardware in them. And the Lenovo A6000 is not an exception to that rule, except for in some areas. So first of all, it comes with a quad-core 1.2 GHz CPU and a Snapdragon 410 chipset. Now, I always say Snapdragons are the best, and I'm really glad Lenovo did not go with a MediaTek chipset, but still 410, seriously, maybe a 615 would have been better, but still considering the price of 7,000 rupees of this phone is still quite nice. Now memory wise, we have 1 GB of RAM and 8 GB of ROM. 1 GB of RAM is not a lot these days. I mean, phones are coming this year with even 4 GB of RAM. So will 1 GB be enough? Let me tell you that the software the UI experience was quite nice. There was not much choppiness or lag, so I say the 1 GB RAM is working, but I don't know how it worked after 3 to 4 months. 8 GB of ROM obviously is not enough, and you can upgrade up to 32 GB using the micro SD card. Now the screen is a 5-inch IPS display with a pixel density of 294. Now 294 is not the best pixel density. We just saw the S6 coming out with a 577 pixel density, but again, this is a budget phone, and a pixel density of around 300 is quite nice for a budget phone. It's much better, let me tell you, on using it than the Eureka screen. Now, like I said in the Eureka review, one thing which did not work for it was the screen, but the A6000 screen works for it, even though it's just 294 pixels. And speaking about hardware, we have the Dolby stereo speakers at the back, and we all know Dolby is one of the best at sound, so that's a really nice feature. So overall hardware has done well for the A6000, except maybe a 615 and a higher clocked CPU. Other than that, it's really nice. I think Lenovo is winning so far. Let's see how it goes in the next stage. The Lenovo A6000 ships with Android version 4.4.4, and Lenovo's put their own UI called Vibe UI on top of that as a skin. Now the Vibe UI is very colorful, iconic, and lots of kiddish icons have been used. Now is that a bad thing? I don't know. It's up to you, the user. But other than that, you can change themes. Now changing themes does not make a big difference like in other CyanogenMod themes changing, but it does make a small difference to what you see. There are lots of pre-installed apps with the Lenovo A6000, the apps which you have to download, like Facebook, so you don't have to download it, you already have it pre-installed. Lenovo has some apps on its own called Sync It and Share It, which allow you to back up your data, and it's really nice to use. Now if you don't want to use them, you cannot uninstall them, they will always be on your phone. Now you can see the Lenovo characteristics and softwares to many of the Chinese phones. One of the main things would be not having an app drawer and all the apps being on the home screen like in an iPhone. Now I think lots of Chinese phones have gone the iPhone direction with no app drawer and just the apps on the home screen. Now other than that, the notification bar has some quick settings, easy to use, and the UI experience is quite nice and kind of like MIUI, it's looking like all of them are like that. I think for budget phone software, CyanogenMod on the Eureka and the MIUI tie for the best. Sadly, Vibe UI is not at that level yet. So software wise, Lenovo, you can do better, so let's see better in the next update. I think the one thing or the most prominent thing that could be changed about this phone is the camera. So at the back, at the primary camera, we have an 8 megapixel with an LED flash, and the photos taken with us lack good quality, clarity, and also that depth in color is not there. As well as that the front camera takes pixelated photos and the camera performance is not really that good. I'm sorry, Lenovo, you can learn that even though if you put higher megapixel does not make the camera better, just try to optimize the lens usage and stuff like that. The camera can take 720p videos, which is quite nice. The camera app on the other hand is nothing like the camera, it is quite nice. There are lots of settings to be tinkered with. On first opening it looks quite simple, but once you press the settings option, there are lots of settings to choose from, so that's nice. So overall Lenovo has done well with the app software, but not so well with the camera, so that's one thing that you can see to improve on Lenovo. Now the Lenovo A6000 has just a 2300 mAh battery. Now all of you might be saying in your head, that's not really big, but it does work for almost a full working day. Other than that, playing videos and games does really take a hit on this battery, so if you have a little bit of battery left, using that would not be advisable. Now the battery performance is overall decent for a budget phone, but it'll get smothered in a competition against Xiaomi's batteries, which are just insane for budget phones. So battery wise, okay. Now in conclusion, the Lenovo A6000 is a pleasant add to the budget phone lineup, and like all budget phones, the most difficult thing about it would be the buying process. The Lenovo A6000 is sold through flash sales on Flipkart for ₹6,999. We all know how fun flash sales are, and I hope that if you like this phone, you get your hands on one through the flash sales. Apart from the camera, I really loved using the Lenovo A6000, especially how light it was. So nice job Lenovo, hope to see more like this from you. This is Aditya Gala for Gizbot. If you've liked watching this video, please press the like button below. It's also subscribe to our website. Subscribe to our YouTube page, Gizbot.com, for further reviews, unboxings and interviews with some prominent technology heads. Also visit our website Gizbot.com for latest news on technology and written reviews. Thank you for watching again.